What's going on, guys? Bailey Cole here, and yeah, we made it to San Felipe. We ate some chili killies this morning, prettybomb.com, some breakfast nachos, pretty good time. Now we're out here pre-running race course. We just came off Zoo Road. We did what? 80 through there?
Not bad.
Cruising, felt good.
Not far off race pace.
Ride Fox.
Heck yeah.
Nice and smooth. Yeah, big step up from the last time we were here. We were in the Legends car, and man, this new car eats them. Like, we were not dreading this race, but last year I think both of our kidneys just about ruptured by the end of it because we were bombing it. Yeah, and then we came out in this car, and it was like, huh.
All right then.
This doesn't hurt. I mean, at least not as bad.
Not as bad.
Everything kind of hurts, but
see a Cortez in the background, and we're rock crawling. You can't beat this. You can't beat this on any day.
And then we get tacos. So Mexico is where it is at. So yep, we're out here pre-running. Here's some rocks that we're going up and some race car. Things are going good. We'll see you guys out there. Have a good one.
I cannot believe how smooth it is. Can you? Just go.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I didn't stretch.
Go!
This is actually my first time coming to Mexico. It's pretty rad. I can't say it doesn't suck. It doesn't get much better than hanging out in the desert with your buddies doing race car stuff. And there's like, you know, the Sea of Cortez is right there.
Tom, my co-driver, Mr. Dorfmeister, had some personal stuff going on, and he had to go back up north, which just a really unfortunate situation, but we've known him for years and years, and it's just one of those situations where things come up, and that's race cars, and race cars is a small side thing. It's not everybody's life, so he's doing his life, and that's the important stuff right there.
I love the Roger. I love the Roger angle. I think he'd be a phenomenal co-driver for you. But you just gotta do whatever's comfortable for you.
I feel pretty comfortable with either of those. The McNamaras I feel comfortable with because they've hopped in with me before. I know what I'm expecting.
I mean, Terry's the best co-driver I've ever had in a car. Period.
Yeah.
But it's whatever. I mean, at some point I think you should probably work with him. It might not be this one if he's that tired.
Yeah. He said he'd rather me find somebody else just because he doesn't think he's going to be good at this event. I would feel pretty comfortable out at this event with a co-driver, except for if we got a flat tire. Co-driver is really good for calling out, dangers and that kind of stuff, but also really good if there's an issue with the car or there's a flat or something like that. They're a good second pair of hands and really helps get stuff done in those situations.
Hey, what's up, you guys? We're here in San Felipe for the ULTRA4 race, and I'm so excited to come down and race my own car in Baja. First time ever taking one of my own vehicles down here to race in, and I'm super excited. I've done 7 Baja 1000s, but I've never gotten to do it in my own car. I've never driven Zoo Road in my car, and I can tell you one thing for sure, it's huge. The whoops are so big that we were making changes on the shocks. Fox is here helping us out, supporting us down here. And we made some big changes, so we're gonna go out and test it a little bit. We got qualifying today in about 3 hours, so we're gonna try to do a good job of getting everything set up, go out there, lay down a qualifying lap, and then go get some more tacos, because that's what we do in Baja. So super fun race. I'm excited for this one, and I'll go out there and lay down a best lap we can for qualifying today.
I think. Pretty sure that's the sheriff down here in San Felipe is getting a little joyride from one of the racers, Paul Horschel. So, amigo, is that fun?
He loved it. He was like,
Yeah. Yeah, good stuff, huh? Good. Good.
It's pretty amazing, to be honest with you. I did not expect so much out of a stock vehicle. They have done a great job with it. How is it, dude?
It's good.
Yeah, these guys look so fast.
Yeah, it's really nice and nimble and in the ruts. Like we're not getting on the
tilted
belly
up.
pan at all.
Are you running them up just a little
Yep.
bit? Me too, yeah.
Yep. And I'm
Okay.
trying to like in the bottoms, skirt the bottoms.
Yeah.
It's really exciting to be out here racing the Bronco. We've worked so hard to get it to this point. Scheerer's been working with us. He got to ride with me during some durability testing. I know he's been impressed by it. So it's go time now.
This is actually my first time ever racing down here, so it'll be interesting.
To me, I feel this would be another mini King of the Hammers or future King of the Hammers. You never know because it's just so cool. They're barely starting to touch the terrain. I think we're doing a 22-mile loop this year, but this thing could be, just look around you, the canyons, the desert, the area that could be done, and you're right in town. So super cool, super cool.
Doing some practice laps right before qualifying here. Looks like he's turning up the pace a little bit on that last lap. Car's really looking good, that number 13 Yukon four-wheel parts car.
Hot, dusty, dirty. That's Bailey.
Double checking everything, putting fluids in, double checking. Make sure when we get it here, it's ready for qualifying.
Dude, I did the sickest bicycle ride ever. I mean, how sick was it?
Oh yeah, I set up this tank on 2 wheels.
And I never lifted.
Sick for the guy that wasn't holding the steering wheel.
Right? I went around the berm and I pushed into it and it lifted the left front. But what I didn't know is at the end of the berm I was still full throttle and it lifted both fronts out of the hole on the way out.
You were on one wheel. I thought he might have been going over.
Yeah.
Just taking off the line, I believe, was Jason Scherer, number 76, out of Danville, California, with Rock Royalty Racing and Rage Ford. Jason Scherer is a 3-time king, only back-to-back king.
suspension is limitless. Like, there is nothing that you're like, oh, we bottomed, or I wish it had more of this. Like, I don't know how it'll stack up, but it's got to be the top 3 or 4.
Who's coming up next? Mr. Bailey Cole. He is our leader in the national points. He's had one heck of a season, part of Rock Royalty Racing, number 13. Bailey Cole getting ready to chase down Bailey Campbell.
Jason, that course was pretty destroyed.
No, I'm super excited about yesterday's qualifying because I didn't really want to start in the front. I know it sounds funny, but I actually didn't really want to start in the front. I'm excited to have Paul kind of go show us the way, show us kind of the pace. Lauren behind us, if he, if he's going to go faster than we're going to go, we can either like let him go and just kind of pace him and kind of get the feel for what we're going to have to do to get the win. And then on lap 4 and 5, we can go push. So I'm happy with the strategy of like how everything worked out. I think it's going to be a good day. Mike Slausson's co-driving with me. It's been great. Like we gelled right away. He's a dirt bike rider. I was a dirt bike rider. We see the same lines. We feel the same stuff in the car. We made some changes with Fox, and I wasn't sure if he wanted to ride with me or if I should throw like somebody from Fox in there. And I'm like, you know what, you ride with me. And then we felt exactly the same thing at the same exact time, like instantly. And I'm like, oh God, this is great. So
it's a little tighter than I thought for coming to Mexico. I thought we'd have a little more wide open, fast stuff. A lot of it's pretty tight. Some kind of cobbly 2-track, pretty narrow stuff. Honestly, probably a little more of a razor track than I would have guessed. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be, car's working really well. Takes the big stuff really good. It's probably the closest thing to a trophy truck I've ever ridden in for an Ultra 4. So it's gonna eat up the big stuff, and we're gonna slay it.
Qualifying went really smooth yesterday. We went out there. I had a little flutter off the start line, which cost me about a second, but that was just a fuel filter that got a little clogged from all the silt out here. But the qualifying went smooth. We hit all of our points. I might have come up over this rise coming into the quarry a little hot, and it was a pretty good hit, but luckily the crew got the skid plate back in one piece and looking good, and yeah, ready to go out today. Got Quinn from 74 Weld riding shotgun with me, so gonna be a good time.
Be a quick time.
Yeah, we're just gonna go out there and go quick.
But what do you think the pace is for 5 laps out here? Honestly, what do you think 5 laps is going to take here? Is it a step up from your pre-run lap pace, or is it a step down from your qualifying pace, but not much? Because there's so many guys that are so good, if you don't run all 5 hard, you're not going to win. What is your thought? Or do you think it'll be like one of those deals where the leader gets away? And
I think initially the leader is going to get away, but I think it's going to even up later in the race. I think this race is going to be about consistency, not just flat out speed. Honestly.
You think it's good that we did a bunch of lap races this year and we're kind of ready for more lap races? Yeah,
I think it's good.
We're ready for this. All right.
Everybody is super stoked to get this race kicked off. This is the 4400 Unlimited for the 2021 El Rey de las Baja down in San Felipe, Mexico. And off the line next is Jason Scherer, number 76, with Rock Royalty Racing. So Bailey Cole out on course, another Nitto athlete running the Yukon livery and that Trip Fab 2-seat IFS machine. is our leader. I believe that's Paul Horschel. And who's behind him? That is Jason Scherer. So on adjusted time, Jason Scherer has Paul Horschel right where he wants him. We should have 34 cars out on their first lap of 5 for the 2021 El Rey de las Bajas down in San Felipe, Mexico. Jason Scherer with 4-wheel parts has that beautiful Bronco 4-horsepower machine. He is a 3-time king, only back-to-back king we've ever had at King of the Hammers. Jason Scherer had a great showing in Tennessee just a little while back, had a little mishap, but he ran an amazing race in the tight woods, and he is running a great race here in San Felipe, Mexico. On screen is Bailey Cole, number 13, out of Temecula, California. And a 2-seat Trent Fab machine running those Nitto tires, Yukon livery. Number 13, Bailey Cole, part of Rock Royalty Racing. Looks like, yes, it is Lauren Healy, physical first, physical second, Bailey Cole. And on adjusted time, it's going to be really, really close between those two. They left the line in 30-second increments, so it does look like Lauren Healy has them by just a tick, but Bailey Cole is trying to chase down 2-time king Lauren Healy. We are down in San Felipe, which is on the east side of the Baja Peninsula, just 120 miles south of the border, and is the gateway to the Sea of Cortez. And I see Jason Scherer back moving once again. Not sure what his issue was, but if he stops in the pits, we'll get Casey down there and hopefully get a quick chat with him.
I worked with Fox down here, and we got the shock so good that we could have gone 20 miles an hour faster, but we were just in the dust, and it was like, oh boy, this is gonna be a bitchin' day, and then dang, that belt. So, hey, we're not gonna give up, but we're way down. We're 25 minutes down, so we'll keep going and see what we can pull off, get some points out of it.
Looks like Bailey Cole on adjusted time is still down in that second place position. Looks like he's just shy of 2 minutes behind Lauren Healy on adjusted time, so he's still running an amazing race. He's ran in the top 3 every race he's raced this season, at least for a little bit. We have had an amazing morning of racing, an amazing afternoon of racing. I believe that's Bailey Cole on screen. Part of Rock Royalty Racing, that 2-seat IFS Trent Fab machine. Bailey Cole heading out for lap 4.
And that just put him in the 9th position on corrected time.
So he's still in the top 10. Bailey Cole's running a great race.
A lot of talent out on this race course right now.
You guys, that was awesome. We just ran our 3rd lap. The course is getting super fun. Like, all the rhythm sections are awesome. Got the course dialed out there, having a blast. It's too bad. What a shame that we're so far back, but we're out there pumping off some good laps and having a lot of fun, so keep it up.
And there is Jason Scherer coming into the MBRB quarry, getting ready to head out for another lap. Car's still looking good, and he's having fun.
Worship. Worship.
Oh my. So Bailey Cole's heading out for his 5th and final lap. He's sitting in that 8th position on adjusted time. Been in the pits a little longer than he's hoped, but still running a strong race. Remember, he's racing for the national points, so a top 10 finish is still super important to him as he heads up and over the Rigid Ridge. Lauren Healy grabs the checkered flag and physically finishes first for the 2021 El Rey de las Baja down in San Felipe, Mexico. That guy's got one of the biggest smiles, and he's doing a victory donut at the end. That is Jason Scherer, 3-time king, only back-to-back king at King of the Hammers.
That is Bailey Cole right there.
Bailey Cole has had some issues today, but he has fought them, adapted, and overcame, and still looking like he could get a top 10 finish.
Started lap 4, we lost front wheel drive because we lost all the oil in the front diff. So we just had to cruise. Nitto tires held up, literally ripped all the lugs off the rear tires because we were in the 2-wheel drive, but still both holding air and still good. I think Lauren Healy won, so that was pretty cool to see. We were chasing him down on the first lap, got right up behind him in the rocks, and felt like we were running a good pace, and then he pulled out a little bit, and we just started having a couple issues here and there, and we had to back off, and he kept that pace up, and he got the W.
We flowed on the course. The car ran great, other than that belt. The suspension was awesome. The tires were amazing. On to the next one. I need a win this year, man. I got to get one win, so we got to keep pushing, but we'll get one eventually. It'll come our way. Tomorrow I'm going to ride 300 miles with Cameron Steele on our way to Cabo. We're going to do Rip to Cabo. We'll be there on Thursday afternoon, so I got 5 days of dirt bike riding, and then I get to meet my wife in Cabo and have a nice weekend. And then we'll be in Montana, your neck of the woods, in 2 weeks. Hey guys, early morning here in Baja. We left about 4:30 this morning and we're watching the sunrise over the Sea of Cortez right now. It's so beautiful. Gonna go have some real fun. Headed down to Rip to Cabo. We're gonna meet up with Cameron. 300 miles on the dirt bike today and head to Bay of LA tonight. So it'll be a lot of fun. I'm tired, but I'm excited, so it'll be a good time.
Right to the San Antonio Trail. So if you see him struggling in the rocks, just yell "Rock Donkey" at him. Jason Scherer, 3-time winner of King of the Hammers. One of the things we do on Rip to Cabo is we never let anybody come that we haven't ridden with, and whoever invites that person is responsible for that person. So that's me, and so far Jason's been doing awesome. How'd you like that startup on the San Antonio Mission Trail?
It's a good way to start out here. It was a little tough, but I really had a good time. It's tricky, but I love picking the lines. It was funny to go from racing yesterday in the Bronco and then jumping on a bike today and riding and being like, wow, it's a totally different world. But everybody's been super cool, having a good time out here, and it's really fun. Beautiful place. Hey, we're almost there. Can't wait to get there. I think unfortunately it's for these guys, as much as I love them, I'm more excited to see my wife than anything. Yee!